Sarah Harpin. I'm a clinician too, master's level clinician at MiraVista Behavioral Health Center. So this is definitely a tremendous time for all of us, leading up to various holidays this time of year. For someone in recovery, they have definitely some challenges this time of year. Feeling the expectation that they have to, see certain family members. Maybe there's been some family strife, some bad memories around this time of the year. As well as the financial. I don't want to show up to a holiday event without a gift or food or something. So there's a lot of setbacks for people, and they may choose not to go. So it can be tremendously tough for them. Most definitely. That is definitely part of recovery, is building a new lifestyle, going down a new path in life. So when it comes to the holidays, part of recovery is doing things differently, doing things healthier, being around people that support them. So definitely it's almost like starting a new tradition to say, I'm going to do something differently. And that way they're reducing the risk of patterns of relapse happening or falling back into old behaviors. Well, the best thing someone can do is to have a plan. Okay, so going into something with no plan whatsoever, it can cause some major bumps along the way. So pre-planning, knowing where you're going, what situation you're getting into, and assuming not just the worst, but assuming that there may be some triggers along the way, and what to do to manage those. So thinking about going to a family event, it's good to remind yourself of the 5 Ws, okay? So who are you going with? Who are you planning to see there? It may be even wise to inquire beforehand who is going to attend. And that way you're able to plan, who your allies are, and who to be cautious of, to avoid, possible pattern of relapse. Where is a very important one as well. Location is definitely a major trigger in recovery. So knowing where you're going, the party scene, a bar, a friend's house, or someone's house that you may not be familiar with, could be a potential risk factor. So plan accordingly. If it's at a family's house, or a good friend of yours is aware of your goals with recovery and are supportive of you, the risk of relapse will be reduced, or hopefully limited to nothing. This is somewhat of a strange one that a lot of my clients have talked to me about. It's why am I going? Of course, it's a holiday event, but think about what your intentions are with going to a family event. Is it for seeing family, to enjoy your time with them? Or is there some underlying intention that maybe I'll see someone that I haven't seen in a while and we can rekindle an old friendship? And that, of course, can be a risk factor. Yes, when. So it's always a good part of this pre-plan. When you do decide to go to an event, give yourself a time frame. You don't have to be there from the start to finish. You don't have to be there late. Go spend time, have dinner, enjoy each other's company, and know when it's enough time for you. Whether it's a couple hours, or after dinner. So give yourself that expectation to say, I'm going to go, but I'm not going to overstay my welcome, because that can lead to some unhealthy situation. and what that goes along with what triggers. So being aware of what your triggers are, the things that you've learned in recovery, patterns of relapse, people, places, and things. That's a commonality. So being aware of when you get there, what things to look for. Is there heavy drinking going on? Is there high stress? Maybe even high noise? A lot of commotion. If you feel like that can stir up some relapse triggers, then say, you know what, it's about that time. I'm gonna head home. Okay. So an escape plan and a buddy system are two very good aspects of not just in recovery, but definitely going to a family event, holiday event. It's always useful to have an ally, someone that you can go to an event with, someone that is aware of what your intentions are. Another good reason to have a buddy is when you are ready to go, you and that person can either lock eyes or there may be a code word, and you can just let them know, hey, it's time to go, and that way you two can leave together. Yes, and of course with the escape plan, it's knowing when it's time to go. If things get out of hand, if you're feeling like that's enough, that there is a plan. If you drive yourself, for instance, you can say, okay, I know when I'm ready to leave. I have my car. Or if you go with someone, hopefully there's a pre-plan in place that that person is able to drive you home at the end of the time that you're there. So we tend to be under the expectation that we have to follow suit with the way we've always done things. Go to go somewhere, have dinner, hang around. But with people in recovery, again, it's part of making a change, going down a different path, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to an event. Maybe getting together with certain family or couple close friends before the actual holiday, or waiting a couple days after. Some things that a lot of clients have mentioned is having a small get together at their house, doing a secret Santa. That way, financially speaking, you don't have to worry about buying everyone a gift, which a lot of people enjoy doing. And then another one is something simple, like taking a ride to Bright Nights, riding around the neighborhood, looking at, the neighborhood lights, going out to Yankee Candle, something that you can do that's different from the norm, but still enjoying the holiday spirit. So little run on terms here with being the present. So for people in recovery, going back to having that expectation that I have to do everything according to what other people do or the way that I used to do it. Well, with a lot of people in recovery, family the family dynamic has changed. A lot of people have very poor self-esteem. Things have happened because of the many consequences of addiction. So showing up at someone's home, you have this high expectation to rise to the occasion, to look your best, and to provide something. And really, what family really wants is you to be present, to see you walk through the door, and to say, "Oh my goodness, look who's here! How you been?" So you don't have to wear a big red bow, but walking through the door, I think there'll be a lot of people who will look at you and say, "Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you," and you can come with nothing in your hand, and you'll still be the gift. So recovery is 24/7, 7 days a week, every day of the year, including a holiday. So sticking to your routine is key. Getting up at the same time. If you reach out to your recovery coach a few days a week and Christmas happens to be one of them, or your sponsor, reach out to them. Attend meetings. If you feel like you need to add an extra meeting, meetings happen every day of the week, especially around the holidays. Part of going to a family event, a holiday event, is that escape plan. I need to get home. If you go to bed every night at 10 o'clock, Christmas is one of those. New Year's Eve is definitely one of those. So stick to a routine, so you're not kind of falling off the tracks. It would be very helpful. So one thing to keep in mind as we close here is enjoy the holiday while maintaining your sobriety, sustaining the routine that you have been doing, and enjoy yourself around others. Enjoy the holiday, have fun, back to being present, but also the balance of keeping yourself in line and everything that you've worked so hard for in your recovery.